like he was on a slightly different line, exiting 14. Putting on then a different line on the run into turn 15, and that's what sent him into the gravel track. Of course, yesterday then we were missing full representation from the Honda HRC Castrol team, but Luca Marino was their lone representative in that sprint. Did another great job, taking the checker flag in 7th place. Joan Mir, after a heavy crash on Friday afternoon, sat out the whole of Saturday's action with a bit of pain in his neck. Jack, you've got an update. Looks like he's going to be having a go today.
Yeah, the number 36 out on track this morning, which is excellent news for the former world champion. Dr. Angel Charter is sat in the back of the box, waiting for him to come in, just speaking to some team personnel down there, confirming that the plan is for him to do a couple of laps, come back in, reassess, and then they'll make a final decision for the Grand Prix later today. But he is in much better spirits today and feeling much fitter than what he was yesterday. Right next door to him is Maverick Viñales. Of course, we know that Maverick's still struggling with that shoulder injury. He's sat in the back of the box, and Nico Goyon confirming that Maverick is going to all but skip this warm-up session, going to go out for basically an outlap and a practice start in a few moments' time. But the idea is for Maverick to try and conserve as much energy as he possibly can for that grueling Grand Prix later today.
Yeah, thanks very much for those updates, Jack. Good to see then Joan Mir after round-the-clock physio is fit enough to start at least this morning warm session. Understandable as well, given the state of Maverick Viñales' is recovering left shoulder. He's decided to conserve a bit of energy. There's Fermin Aldeguer on the 54 bike, and Alex Marquez just behind him. Yet another second place in a sprint yesterday for Alex. As you can see there, once again, the Gresini team in their backyard, was their base, their workshop here, very, very close by in this part of Italy's Adriatic coast. And they're sporting that beautiful tribute Fausto Gresini livery, of course, which Marc Marquez won on in rather dramatic fashion in a flag-to-flag battle here last year.
Yeah, well, we can't completely rule out the possibility of that sort of scenario again. It does appear rather unlikely. There were one or two concerns across Rimini when it started to rain around about 9 o'clock, 9:30 last night. Unfortunately, has stopped coming into this race day. As we look at two of our high-profile crashes in yesterday's Tissot sprint, we've covered Marc Marquez and his fall out of the lead. Fabio Quartararo quite possibly would have been the one that inherited that third place on the sprint podium had he not already gone down at turn 2. Quartararo admitting that the rear of the bike was feeling slightly strange, didn't have the feeling he wanted, but some vibration on the left-hand side of the tyre was causing him consistent problems. The bike was jumping as he started to tip it into turn 2, and he didn't emerge out the other side.
Yeah, famed at this Misano circuit for being lots of grip, high grip levels available, and it seemed to have caused some rear chatter for a whole bunch of Yamahas. Augusto Fernandez will talk about this as he made a race debut on the new V4 powered YZR M1. He's done a lot of testing, a lot of mileage on the V4, and said at no stage has he had any rear vibration or any rear chatter until yesterday in the sprint. So yeah, something for Yamaha to try and dial out ahead of this afternoon's main Grand Prix. 27 laps, of course, at 2 p.m. local time this afternoon. Now, it wasn't a great day, was it, at all, as far as the Ducati and Movo team are concerned, with Marc crashing out of the lead, having just taken the lead from Bezzecchi at turn 15. And it was another horrible, miserable experience for Pecco Bagnaia, who took the checker flag in 13th place. But you have to factor in that Brad Binder was ruled out ahead of him. We'll get to another technical issue, his third major technical problem on the KTM this weekend. Marc had crashed out, and Quartararo crashed out as well, so it could have been a dismal 16th place. Yesterday, Lewis, his words, "I am living a nightmare," and rather worryingly once again from Pecco, no obvious answer to why it went so spectacularly wrong.
Now, he was keen to skip the interviews and cut them rather short yesterday so he could go and have a look at the data and try and understand what went wrong. See, he said on Friday that we haven't touched the bike all day. The bike felt an awful lot better. I have better rear stability, better stopping capability, better rear support. All of that went over the course of 24 hours without really anything changing on the bike besides the sprint fuel tank. It was a miserable afternoon for Pecco Bagnaia, and his sprints as of late have been absolutely appalling. He's only scored 3 points in the last 5 sprints.
Yeah, not higher than 13 in the last 4 sprints. What on earth is going on for the Italian? He took the checker flag yesterday, 16 seconds behind Bez. This is a track where Bagnaia has got a proven race-winning record. He's won sprints, he's won Grand Prix here. It's another tough watch, wasn't it, as far as the 63 is concerned, and he gets dive bombed by his good buddy Marco Bezzecchi steady on board, still in the warm-up session. This is Bez making a move on Pecco, the move that Mark made on him in that sprint yesterday. Of course, these two are great friends off track. They do a lot of trash talking. There was a bit of elbow barging on the exit pit lane, wasn't there, here on Friday, which I know that they both liked on our MotoGP social channels.
I will just enjoy the opportunity to actually overtake somebody. He's said, hasn't he, throughout a lot of his problems this season, that I feel like I'm the easiest rider to overtake, when historically, prior to this year, I was always the most difficult rider to catch because he was so good under braking. That has all gone, unfortunately, for Pecco Bagnaia, and he's going to be starting from 8th place on the grid later on, middle of the 3rd row. So once again, he's going to find himself in a lot of traffic, and generally when we find Pecco in traffic, he goes backwards.
So Bez, just our 3rd sprint winner of 2025, our first non-Ducati winner, our first non-Marquez winner in a sprint so far this season. He led home Alex, who took a 17th second place, completing the podium yesterday. We have to mention him, Fabio Di Gianantonio, who's enjoying life on Saturdays at the moment. That is the 26-year-old Italian. Podiums in his last 3 sprints, but desperate to find some form on Sundays. Digia has scored just 1 Grand Prix point in the last 5, including 3 DNFs. Not necessarily all of his own fault, but he'll certainly be hoping that some of his Saturday strong performances will carry on over into a Sunday afternoon for a change.
Yeah, he's also on that 3rd row, a very heavyweight 3rd row here this afternoon. Di Gianantonio Bagnaia and Pedro Acosta. Acosta, another rider who will expect to move forwards from where he's starting. Another qualifying mistake by him yesterday. It's difficult to understand or truly predict how far up the grid he could have got at that 9th, but he certainly should have been higher than that. He was so close yesterday. And from Marc Marquez in 4th down to Acosta in 9th, just over a 10th of a second. So even the smallest of mistakes in Q2 yesterday cost you dear.
It was the best brilliant sprint so far for the reigning world champion, Jorge Martin. He was over the line in 8th place. Just managed to hold off front of a Aprilia rider, Raul Fernandez, who completed the point scoring places. Full credit as well to Fernandez on the Trackhouse Aprilia, because he really is bashed up after a heavy crash at turn 15 himself on Friday. Certainly nowhere near his peak physical best. So it's a good job by Fernandez to claw his way up into that final point scoring place. Mark it is then that leads this morning warm-up session with a 1:31.897. Bezzecchi, that was in 3rd place, just catching up into briefly up into 2nd. Who's now a Mark and Alex 1-2 in this 10-minute warm-up.
As Jack alluded to, Maverick Vinales limiting his running. He has just left the pits, so he is now on and out lap, so he will just get the one-time lap at the end of the session and a practice start. Joan Mir, well, he's just gone across the line on a 1:32.4, 17th place. Here's his teammate Luca Marini, who will start on row 2. And of course, even though Joan Mir did skip all of yesterday, because he had moved through automatically on Friday into qualifying 2, he will start this afternoon's Grand Prix if he deems himself fit enough from the 4th row in 12th.
He's on the back foot, isn't he, big time here, Mir, because so many rides. I mean, having missed the 30-minute FP2 and then crucially missing the 30 laps to sprint, where nowadays teams and riders that they use the sprint really as the ideal prep for the main Grand Prix on Sunday. So he's lost a lot of track time this weekend, Mir. A lot of chance to gather some data on what is a very different Honda to what he rode and raced here last year. Yeah, Marini was 7th. I think he expected a little bit more at the end of the sprint yesterday. He was quite adrift of Firmin-Aldeguer. A bit of a lonely 7th it was for Marini. But once again, he was the leading light for HRC. An interesting race this afternoon, because this Misano circuit, as the rider talked about constantly throughout this weekend, it's probably the grittiest track, or one of the grittiest tracks on the Grand Prix calendar. And it's not really very abrasive. Tyre wear is not really something that you have to seriously factor in. A complete contrast to the Catalan Grand Prix last weekend. So we're not expecting any kind of significant tyre drop from front and rear this afternoon. So it's going to be a full leather Grand Prix from lights out, really.
Which could lead some to go for the soft rear tyre. Marco Bezzecchi himself yesterday posing that question, although the likelihood is the majority will go for the medium rear in this warm-up session. Everybody bar 2 riders is out there on the medium rear tied into the soft are Samkin Chatra and Ayagura. So medium expected to be the preferred pick.
Well, he needs a Misano miracle, doesn't he? The home crowd here. We just saw him on screen today, Bastianini, if he is indeed to extend what is an incredible home record. In the last 5 Grand Prix here in Misano, whether it be the San Marino round or the Emilia Romagna round, the Beast has been on the podium in the lot. He was victorious, of course, on our last Grand Prix visit here in Emilia Romagna last year, being the better of Jorge Martini. What was a pretty controversial last lap battle between the two, but Enea mired right down in 20th place on the grid. He did fight his way through yesterday at the end of the sprint at 2:10. No points though for the Beast. He has actually been on the podium in his last 7 visits here, a couple of Moto2 podiums to throw in there as well. But I don't think too many of us, Lewis, are parting with too much of our hard-earned to see Enea keep this podium run going.
No, he was saying that he wouldn't complain yesterday when a quarter within. If he had a bit of rain today, it might well bring him into contention. So it doesn't appear in a straight-up dry race that we're going to see him too high up the order. Credit to the Beast yesterday, though, for getting himself to the fringes of the points, 10th place in the Tissot sprint. We've seen Bastianini come from deep on the grid, as mentioned, to finish on the podium here. His first MotoGP year in 2021, he was way back on the grid here and took a couple of podium finishes. But in a week which started so well, of course, with that podium in Barcelona, and has had a bit of a turbulent build-up to the San Marino Grand Prix after the split from his crew chief, Alberto Giuviola. It's not been a happy homecoming for Enea.
Which has been something of a shock, because, of course, 7 days ago he took his first Grand Prix podium for KTM, which I think everybody was expecting Enea. Well, we know he was himself when I spoke to him in the pre-event press conference on Thursday. He was clearly buoyed by Barcelona and felt like, having got the goods for the KTM, he felt like he was going to be good crack, not just the podium, but potentially for the victory. We're going to get a quick look at this high-speed replay for Quartararo and Mark. What a shot that is, as they fire 300 horsepower MotoGP bikes at nearly 300 kilometers an hour. Turn 11, Cavone. Such a spectacular corner, one of the most spectacular on the whole Grand Prix calendar. Always a joy to see 2 of the fastest riders in the world tackle that particular section. Let's go quickly down to Jack and get some updates on Enea Bastianini.
Yeah, when I was chatting to the team this morning, they probably struggled this weekend solely down to Friday. They felt that they made a real step forward yesterday, but they said Friday was described as a disaster, really. They made one wrong move and suddenly that spiraled to the point where Enea was outside of the top 10 and really up against it. And unfortunately, as they were saying, in modern day MotoGP, just one wrong step and if you're behind the 8 ball and
yeah, he wasn't helped as well. Thanks very much, Jack. Not helped at all by a big crash at Q1 as well at turn 15 once again has brought out some of the very best. Marco Bezzecchi does not want to start like that from pole position at 2 o'clock this afternoon, because he'll get followed up certainly by Mark and Alex. I'm sure he'll rectify that as the fans gather en masse then for Chapter 16, according to the busy period for the MotoGP World Championship. A little bit of a break next weekend before we're off on our travels. Japan, Indonesia, a weekend off, Australia, Malaysia, and then back in Europe for our season finales in Portimao and in Valencia. Doesn't take him long for Mark to sort of brush aside the disappointments of crashing out the lead in the sprint yesterday. He has topped this morning's warm-up session with a 1:31.386. And there's kind of a bit of a theme emerging, it feels like. Mark, Bezzecchi and Alex were the top 3 in that session. They clearly were the superior 3 in the sprint yesterday before Mark bailed out. So it looks like, Lewis, it's one of those 3 really as the main contenders for Grand Prix glory here this afternoon.
And extending it further, Quartararo 4th, and of course without the crash yesterday, he might well have been the next rider behind that trio, had all of them seen the checkered flag. So potentially in position, Quartararo today, to pick up some scraps if others fall ahead of him. He does feel he has pace to hang around and compete for a place in the top 5, as we see Aprilia awaiting one of their riders. It's Jorge Martin, the world champion, of course, made this decision to come in for a flag-to-flag change last year, and I think already by this point down pit lane he'd immediately regretted it. This is a practice for a bike swap that I guess he's probably hoping he does not have to make today.
He is not going to be making that mistake again, is he? He'll just follow everybody else. I remember that shot when he swept into pit lane before turn 16 last year. There's that look, you could just see his head poking above the pit wall. He looked right, so everybody else go through the final corner. You just know straight away he was thinking, Jorge, What the heck have you gone and done? I mean, that could have been so crucial for the World Championship. He ended up picking up a point in 15th place. Oh, well, congratulations to two of our Valentino Rossi fans here. Just married. Well done. Enjoy your honeymoon here at the Misano World Circuit. Marco Simoncelli.
What better place to celebrate it than here? You can see there very much the Valentino Rossi super fans and the very healthy crowd here at the Misano World Circuit. Marco Simoncelli giving them a great cheer.
Well, yesterday it was a perfect marriage between Marco Bezzecchi and the factory of Aprilia as he took pole position and the sprint victory. Can he make it the treble here this afternoon? Let's get a Joan Mir update from Jack. The Spaniard just finished that warm session in 10th place.
Yes, huge grimace under the visor for Joan Mir when he came back into the box. Dr. Angel Charter immediately looking at his neck, doing some stretches. If he is to race later today, it's going to be a huge challenge for Joan Mir because there's obvious discomfort just etched on his face.
Yeah, thanks very much for that information, Jack. Yeah, not sounding too good, is it, as far as Joan Mir is concerned? They'll be getting him on the painkillers. You know, he's going to be under the physio again after this session is completed. There he is, and inside the factory on the garage, a discussion going on there between Santi Hernandez, his crew chief, and HRC team manager Alberto Puig. Yeah, he's not exactly looking very comfortable in that seat, is he, Joan?
As you can see there on screen, he did 7 laps in this warm-up session. He looks as white as a sheet. He's got to do over 3 times that this afternoon, nearly 4 times that. 27 laps is the Grand Prix distance this afternoon, over a good 40 minutes. We understand from Jack, going to give it a go. But I guess the early laps of that race and just what kind of position Joan Mir is in will dictate what kind of race and how far into the distance he gets. If anything goes wrong in the early stages for Joan Mir, expect him to park it.
No rest around this Misano circuit as well. It's sort of very compact, it's tight, there's not really any long straight. 530 metres is the longest straight around this Misano track. That's the second shortest on the calendar. Only Aston has a shorter straight, so it's a busy lap where you don't get your chance to rest any part of your body, really. Miguel Oliveira, we just saw him on screens, worth mentioning, the Prima Pramac Yamaha rider, because he was 5th fastest in that warm session. A big week, it sounds like, emerging for the Portuguese rider as he decides on what he's going to be doing in 2026. We believe he has a very firm offer to move to the BMW Factory World Superbike team. A tempting offer also potentially to stay very much involved in MotoGP as part of Aprilia's behind-the-scenes project, a test and development rider for the Noire factory. Miguel said most likely he'll have to make the big call at some stage in the next few days, so keep a close eye on that one. We'll be sad to see him go, of course, but he would be a welcome addition to the World Superbike Championship.
Well, it would be, and it has been a weekend of ups and downs for Miguel. 2 crashes on Friday morning, but he has bounced back to take his equal best qualifying of 2025 home, it says, as the Beast gives a nod to E.T. in one of the great films of the 1990s.
Extraterrestrial, he needs something extra special this afternoon, doesn't he? Anaya says the KTM is ready to race. I'm not sure if Anaya is really ready to race after what's been a real bruising home Grand Prix as far as the Tech 3 star is concerned. Love the helmet, right? Yeah, that's absolutely superb. So lots and lots of support for Pecco Bagnaia in this part of the world. They're sticking with their hero as he tries to find some way out of this shocking slump that he currently finds himself in. How did Pecco get on that one? He was 9th quickest on the factory Ducati. His best lap of 132.050 once again. They're not even within touching distance of his teammate Mark. There is Pecco on screens. 13th he was in that sprint yesterday. Not sure how well he would have slept. It's home nearby this Misano World Circuit. Marco Simoncelli last night. Gian Antonio looking for some Sunday success, which has deserted him of late. 3 successive sprints for Digia, getting the better of his teammate Morbidelli yesterday.
Marc Marquez then tops the morning warm-up as he looks to right the wrongs of yesterday. Marco Bezzecchi, the sprint winner, and pole sitter second from Alex Marquez and Fabio Quartararo. Those 4 will start in the front 4 places today, albeit not in that order, of course. Miguel Oliveira 5th from Luca Marini and Jack Miller. Good morning all told for Pramac, 5th and 7th. Acosta 8th from Bagnaia, and the clearly suffering Joan Mir. Digia 11th from Binder, Martin, Zarco, Aldeguer and Bastianini, who we just saw with that beautiful special helmet design today. The Fernandez pair, 17th and 18th. Augusto ahead of Raul. Agura, Rins, Morbidelli. Maverick Vinales, who did just the one-time lap. And Somkiat Chantra complete your field.
So the MotoGP race, 27 laps. As always, that will be underway at 2 p.m. local time this afternoon. The race day action kicks off with Moto3. Over 20 laps in about an hour's time. But Marc Marquez hunting an 11th Grand Prix success of 2025. And he leaves the field at the end of the morning warm-up session. Have a great race day, folks.
No, es para ya está. Esa lo ves, el hombre garaje.
Scusa. Buongiorno a tutti, buongiorno e benvenuti al Gran Premio di San Marino e della Riviera di Rimini. Welcome to the World Circuit Marco Simoncelli. Let's start with our rider parade. Buongiorno a tutti ragazzi, buongiorno. Iniziamo il nostro giro su questa pista meravigliosa con il pubblico che è già presente in gran numero sugli spalti. E parto da te Luca, con una gara che ieri non ti ha soddisfatto del tutto, però i miglioramenti con la Honda sono evidenti. Quindi c'è qualcosa su cui stai lavorando in particolare? Intanto naturalmente il pubblico è felicissimo di vedere voi in questo giro di pista.
Sì, ciao a tutti, buongiorno a tutti. Stiamo migliorando tantissimo, ovviamente mi aspettavo un po' di più visto il passo dell'FP2 di qualifica, però va bene, alla fine un settimo posto, dobbiamo essere contenti per la nostra situazione. Oggi cerchiamo di fare un po' meglio, ma non sarà semplice, siamo tutti molto vicini con il passo e la partenza e come chiudi i primi due giri sarà la chiave.
Let's talk about the atmosphere here in Misano.
Always fantastic, it's home for us. A lot of people, a lot of fans supporting us, and thank you so much to everybody. I hope you will enjoy the races today. We will try to do the best show.
E chi ce lo può dire meglio di Enea Bastianini? È proprio la tua gara di casa, come la vivi?
Quest'anno è abbastanza tranquillo perché comunque parto un po' indietro, quindi posso solo far meglio.
Relax.
Un po' in relax, sì, però dai, sicuramente chi sta a far bene qua è davanti, diciamo, ai nostri fan e vedremo di fare una bella gara, sì.
Come from the podium in Barcelona, the circuit is very different. What are your expectations for today?
Yeah, a bit different day, and let's try to do the maximum because we start from the 19 on the green, and let's see what we can do. But well, this morning the pace was not bad, and I give my best.
Thank you very much, Enea. Thank you. I go to Marco Bezzecchi. Wow, the audience is amazing, Marco.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Buongiorno a tutti.
Buongiorno.
Sono di cielo.
Marco, tu hai iniziato da ieri, subito dall'inizio della gara, un duello con Marquez che si è ripetuto già stamattina nel warm-up. Ci possiamo aspettare lo stesso duello anche oggi in gara tra voi due?
Guarda, vedremo. Alla fine Mark è sempre super veloce ed è sempre il favorito, quindi sarà difficile battagliare con lui, però mi trovo bene, sono veloce e quindi cercherò di dare il massimo per fare una bella gara.
E sei carico? Ti carica questa gente?
Alla grande, mi piace di brutto.
Senti, tu avevi il problema nel giro secco, hai fatto la pole, avevi il problema cioè eri migliore nella seconda parte della gara e hai vinto la sprint. Pensi che le criticità maggiori siano state risolte da te e Aprilia insieme?
Abbiamo fatto tanti passi in avanti, questo è vero, però però ancora ci sono volte in cui fatichiamo di più, altre in cui fatichiamo di meno, quindi non dobbiamo smettere di lavorare, dobbiamo cercare di continuare a tenere duro e a migliorarci, perché non basta mai.
Now, Bets, can you explain to the international audience the meaning of your helmet and of the leg?
Yeah, my helmet is a tribute to an Italian comedy that is called Tre uomini e una gamba, and in this movie,
3 men and 1 leg.
yeah, 3 men, 1 leg. In this movie, they carry a wooden leg through all Italy to go to a wedding, and it's super funny. It's part of my childhood, so I decided to make a wooden helmet.
We suggest you to see this movie because it's very very nice. Grazie Marco, grazie mille. Mentre Digia saluta il pubblico, meraviglia,
Ah, qua è pazzesco, c'è tutta la gente che viene, tutte persone che ti danno una spinta, un'energia incredibile, è veramente bellissimo. Misano è speciale. Poi io sono di Roma, ma ho abitato proprio a 5 minuti dal circuito, quindi la sento tanto come gara di casa, no? Nonostante appunto sono di Roma, che è un po' più lontano, quindi è veramente speciale avere tutta la gente qua.
So in what way is different this race for you?
Well, this is amazing because for sure for me, I can feel it as a Roman race. I lived here for a couple years, right 5 minutes from the circuit, so I really feel it. I know a lot of people here, a lot of restaurants, a lot of places that I lived, that I really feel part of. So I love it. Misano is special.
Hai fatto 3 podi, arrivi anche da 3 medaglie consecutive nella gara sprint, quindi sei costante, sei veloce. Il podio oggi è la tua ambizione?
Sarebbe super, però dobbiamo essere realisti, partiamo settimi, quindi dobbiamo fare sicuramente un'ottima partenza per provare almeno ad avere una chance. Poi in realtà davanti vanno veramente forte, quindi dovremmo inventarci qualcosa, però ci proviamo.
Grazie Digia, grazie. Vado da Pecco Bagnaia. Ciao Pecco, scusate se vi disturbo, so che vi piace chiacchierare tra di voi in questo momento e mi ci metto anch'io. Salutiamo anche tutti quelli che lavorano qui nel circuito. Ieri eri giustamente un po' arrabbiato, Pecco, come va oggi? Ti è servito lavorare con il tuo team?
Devo continuare a lavorare in realtà, bisogna trovare una soluzione, ma in ogni caso lasciando a parte tutto quanto, cerchiamo di divertirci oggi, c'è un pubblico meraviglioso, si spera in una buona giornata, dovrebbe essere anche un po' più fresco, quindi magari per la gomma davanti sarà meglio e vedremo.
The only answer is to walk.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what's your feeling for today's race?
I don't know, let's wait and see if I can fight for a top 5.
Thank you very much. Grazie. Oh, Franco Morbidelli, buongiorno Franco, buongiorno. Com'è l'atmosfera?
È già bella movimentata, c'è già un sacco di gente, sono già tutti carichi, quindi bella.
And can you try to describe this atmosphere in Misano to our friends all over the world?
Misano, it's a continuous celebration of people and a motorcycle race.
Perfect. Tu hai vinto qui la tua prima gara in MotoGP, sei arrivato quarto ieri, hai un buon passo, qual è il tuo obiettivo di oggi?
Allora, sì, abbiamo provato delle modifiche questa mattina che non so se ci sono piaciute, magari torneremo indietro. E siamo veloci, l'obiettivo è di restare nel gruppetto lì davanti, di stare con i più veloci e vedere dove siamo messi alla fine, quanta gomma avremo e quanto potremo fare alla fine. Sappiamo che sorpassare qui è molto difficile, però ci proveremo.
There are a lot of people. It's 10 a.m. but it's amazing.
It's full of people and it's pretty nice. Yeah, it's nice to watch. It's nice to watch some 21s along the crowd, and it's nice to see all the happiness and the people coming here cheering for us.
Go and say hello to the people. Thank you, Franco. Thank you. Hi, how are you?
Everything fine.
Well, do you like this beautiful Italian audience?
Yeah, maybe one of the nicer fans around the championship for this. Super nice to have all his help.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you.
Yesterday you finished 5th. Do you think you can do even better in the long race?
We will try. At the end, we make a bad start and finally we more or less come back for this. Let's see what we can make today.
Thank you very much. Hi, Brad. Yesterday you were a little bit upset. Now you are smiling. What are your expectations for today's race?
Well, I think today's race will be a lot better than yesterday's, I think. So hopefully we get off to a decent start. And yeah, I just want to put together a really clean race. And if we can do so, I'm sure the result will be decent. So.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hi. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, really nice. Really nice atmosphere. The crowd here is always quite enthusiastic. You can feel the passion around the whole region, and yeah, it's a big privilege to race here.
Grazie, Michele Oliveira, for these words. And can you tell me something about this race and your moment?
I mean, I had nice memories here around Misano. I remember my 2 second places in Moto3 and Moto2 fighting against an Italian. So I definitely know how passionate they are about their riders, and it's amazing to see the support they have.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Augusto, good morning. It's everything okay? Ciao, buongiorno. Everyone wants to talk to you and ask you about the V4. Can you tell us your first impression?
Well, it's been a busy weekend trying the V4 on a racing weekend, but it's been positive so far. We are getting a lot of data, a lot of information, racing at the same time with the other bikes, and seeing the good things and the bad things. But yeah, it's very early to compete with them yet. But yeah, let's see in the race that we can improve the feelings and have good information for the future.
Okay, thank you. Good job. Thank you. Hi, Jack. How do you feel? How do you feel about today's race?
Looking forward to it. Yesterday we found some improvements. We made a disaster in qualifying, but anyway we fixed a little bit yesterday afternoon, and then yeah, warm-up felt okay. So we make life difficult from 20 on the grid, but we try to come through.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Sorry, excuse me. Hi, Fabio. You became Fabio Quartararo. You became a world champion. Yeah. How special is it for you, Misano?
It's special. I think it's too long time ago. But yeah, of course, it's a special place. I like this track. We are struggling a little bit this weekend, but yeah, hopefully we can make a great race today.
Do you think you have the pace to fight with Marc Marquez and Bezzecchi?
No, no, I don't have the pace to fight with them. But like I said, I will give my maximum to feel there and try to be consistent and try to stay there for all the race.
Enjoy the race. Thank you. Thank you. Ciao Jorge. Ciao. Ormai è un po' anche il tuo Gran Premio di casa, dai, con la prima.
Sì, molto vicino. Sono stato tanti anni nelle squadre italiane, adesso poi è in Aprilia, allora come la seconda casa.
Mentre lasciamo, chi tocca? Marco Bezzecchi. Marco Bezzecchi, to say hello. And give some gadgets to the... No, he's wrong. Ha sbagliato.
Scusa. Cosa dicevi?
Ha sbagliato Bezzecchi.
No, prima volta che sbaglia nel weekend.
Bella questa. His first mistake. A che punto è il tuo apprendistato, il tuo studio sulla Aprilia da 1 a 10?
Guarda, se mi chiedevi ieri ti direi un 6, oggi ti direi un 7,5, dai. Ho fatto un bel step stamattina di feeling con la moto e mi sento che è più mia. Spero di fare una bella partenza e poi andare avanti con i più forti.
And we saw also a good feeling with Bezzecchi. How important is it to making up for lost time?
So for sure it's important that we are good together, because we have to work a lot to try to make Aprilia bigger and faster. I think we are achieving it, so we have to continue pushing to fight with the best runners.
Thank you Jorge, grazie mille. Firmin Aldeguer, tutti. Buongiorno, good morning, how are you?
Good. Ready for the race. We will see what happens today.
It's also your race because you are a Gresini rider. Che cosa hai imparato dell'Italia e della Romagna dai Gresini?
Sì, è un gran premio un po' come casa, perché è molto speciale per il team Gresini, di qui vicino con la livery speciale, niente, è bellissimo. Sono una famiglia, sono tutti bellissime persone, dai, proviamo di fare oggi una bella gara.
Can you describe the team Gresini for our friends?
For me, it's a family. It's a family, good atmosphere, always music. It's like a party, and yeah, it's all to enjoy.
Thank you very much, thank you. Buongiorno Mark, come stai?
Buongiorno, bene. Sì, come sempre.
Come sempre, infatti tu e Bezzecchi avete già iniziato a duellare dal warm-up, cosa che è successa ieri ma poi sei caduto. Credi che succederà questa cosa anche in gara oggi?
Vediamo, alla fine l'importante è finire al podio, proviamo di fare il 100% e sì, aspetto un Marco molto forte, da subito l'FP1 è andato bene, anche Alex è lì sempre vicino.
This season was amazing for you. 10 victory, 8 sprint. You were perfect, and you didn't reach the podium only when you crashed. You said from the beginning that you have to calm down. Do you think you still need to work on this?
No, with 170 points advantage, not anymore. I'm enjoying.
You are relaxing now.
Yeah, I'm enjoying, and yeah, yesterday I take more risks than usual, but I was the situation was under control since at turn 15. But yeah, I'm enjoying. You know, when you get that advantage, you can be more relaxed.
Of course. Thank you very much, Mark. Grazie mille. Buongiorno. Ciao, come stai?
Tutto bene.
Alex, pensi che oggi con la gomma media potrai competere con Bezzecchi e Mark, che sono quelli più avanti?
Sembra che siamo quelli più lì, con voi, con Marco e con Marco, quindi proveremo il nostro meglio, anche se deve essere intelligente di cara al campionato, ma proveremo il nostro meglio, proveremo di fare un buon risultato oggi e niente, provare il massimo come sempre.
Now this is your home, this circuit. Do you feel this?
Well, our home is in Faenza, but also Misano, you know, it's really close, so yeah. Our home for the team, so yeah, we have quite a 4 GPs in Spain, 4 home GPs in Spain for me, one for the team here, so yeah, it will be really special to wear this special livery here, so we'll try to give our best and to try to be on the podium.
You are the only rider keeping this championship open. Did you imagine at the start of the season that you will become your brother's direct rival?
I mean, I dream it, and then you know, I'm in the position to make it. So that we are so far. But yeah, the most important news from yesterday is that the title will go to Cervera, will go to Market Home. That is the most important thing. Now we have 99% options and us only one. But we'll try our best and we'll try to secure the second position in the championship.
Cosa ti hanno detto Nadia e il team Gresini per questo Gran Premio?
Niente, non pressione,
Enjoy.
Divertiti e vai avanti.
Grazie, thank you very much Alex. Hi, good morning, hi. How are you, Maverick? How is your shoulder?
Very sore. It's very sore, but anyway, we are here racing. Obviously, I'm not at the level I would like, because I would like to fight in the front, but we need to be happy that I'm back on the bike.
Sappiamo che a te piace molto Misano, ci spieghi perché?
Non lo so, ma soprattutto la gente, mi piace il circuito, quindi ho stato sempre molto fiducioso in questa pista.
Grazie mille, grazie Maverick, thank you very much. Hi. How is this Italian audience?
Nice, very nice.
Do you enjoy this circuit and this race?
I always have fun to ride this stuff. So yeah, it's another day, race day. So yeah, I try to enjoy as much as I can.
Thank you very much. Thank you. How amazing is the Italian audience?
Yeah, in Italy was very nice, and also the people was very good, very kind. Yeah, the circuit also really nice, and yeah, I was love it.
What's your feeling for today's race?
I will do my best and my maximum, and let's see.
Thank you very much. Pensavi di scappare? Ciao John, buongiorno. Ma come? Tu sei così amato in Italia, il pubblico italiano ti vuole bene, hai tanti fan. Tu cosa ne pensi di questo circuito?
È bello perché penso piace a tanti piloti, però che c'è un asfalto che dà tanto grip, questo permette di spingere fortissimo e anche poi tutto l'ambiente, quando vai fuori dal circuito essere vicino al mare ti dà un feeling di vacanze.
Is there a reason for this?
It's sometimes difficult to find the right balance on the bike. I think Hungary was the worst circuit for me. Catalonia I was back at a good level, but I had a crash. And here again, maybe the small track for me are more difficult.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Ragazzi, ci stiamo avvicinando al momento. Quali sono le sensazioni adesso, prima che inizino le gare di Moto3, di Moto2 e poi la MotoGP? Dopo questo bagno di folla e questo pubblico meraviglioso?
Bello. Adesso inizia a salire un po' di ansiettina pre-gara. Abbiamo fortunatamente un grande tifo e quindi ci godiamo un attimo gli ultimi momenti con i tifosi e poi ci andiamo a preparare.
Grazie mille e grazie a tutti. Thank you so much. Thank you. Enjoy this race. Thank you. Ciao.
salutando con un applauso. Signori, è ancora lui il più veloce del moto mondiale, al Mugello 2 anni fa 366,1 km/h da Pecestrom, Sudafrica, Vladimir. Siamo all'8 minuto